Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
2020 was a difficult year for us all. World economies have crashed. Financial markets showed us again how important it is to be aware of the global economy. And, believe it or not, many people have profited from the movements in the markets. This December, we bring you the biggest open source webinar series for beginner traders to help each and every one of you understand the basics of online trading and investments from industry experts. Learn from the CEOs is the biggest webinar series organized by InstructFX with the extraordinary participation of 5 CEOs of 5 top Forex companies worldwide. Join us live on Monday, the 14th of December at 1700 GMT for the grand opening with an amazing webinar on trading currency pairs with João Monteiro, CEO at 4XC. On Tuesday, the 15th of December, trading stocks and indices is the topic of the day with Phil Adler, CEO at ETX Capital, straight from the heart of London. Wednesday, the 16th, the week only gets better with Joe Rundle, CEO at Markets.com for an amazing webinar on trading commodities. Just when you thought that things can't get any better, on Thursday, the 17th, we have the cryptocurrencies trading webinar with our surprise guest. Finally, on Friday the 18th, it's your time to shine in the Fidelity Gala Awards, where InstructFX is rewarding you for watching us live with amazing prizes. Join the biggest open source webinar of 2020 and learn what most Forex brokers don't want you to know from 5 reputable CEOs. Click on the link below and reserve your seat for the biggest open source webinar of 2020, hosted by yours truly, Andrew, the Chart Whisperer. Learn, observe, trade with InstructFX.
What's happening, people? Good morning, Europe, and welcome everyone to our live stream. How you guys doing? Happy Friday, people. Happy Friday. It's Friday today. Yay, happy Friday. Only 3 days left to the biggest open source webinar of 2020, guys, with 5 CEOs of 5 top Forex brokerages worldwide. Here's a sneak peek of what's going to happen starting Monday, 14th, 1700 hours, GMT +2.
Join us live on Monday, the
No, it doesn't want to work. No problem. You saw the sneak peek a minute ago, guys. To top it up, InstructFX is offering free mentoring for anyone that needs the free mentoring, guys. Feel free to go on instructfx.com. Leave your details. One of our expert representatives will contact you shortly to start the preparation process. Great news. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, people. Let's see what's happening today, 11th of December, 2020, with the markets. We have some good news coming from US. Pfizer-BioNTech Vaccine gets FDA approval. Finally, last night, US approved the Pfizer and BioNTech vaccine, and they will start distributing it as soon as possible. European indices seem set for lower opening this morning ahead of the Euro Summit, which will start today at lunchtime. The Brexit deadline was set for this Sunday, with both the European Union and UK's agreeing on it, and the UK's Prime Minister tells population to get ready for a no deal Brexit, guys. Very, very important what's going to happen with the pound today following this brave statement. And Bitcoin started a downtrend, potentially targeting the 16,700 to the downside. And in case you missed the announcement, guys, next week, next Monday, we're starting the biggest open source webinar of 2020 with 5 CEOs of 5 famous brokerages worldwide. This show is proudly sponsored by our partners at Markets.com. Let's have a quick look, guys, at the economic calendar and see what is happening with the economic calendar today. We have quite an interesting economic calendar. We started early in the morning, guys, at 9 o'clock when Germany announced the consumer price index, which came out as expected, a negative 0.8%. Then we had the Spanish consumer price index, which again came out just like Germany's one at minus 0.8%. In 24 minutes, we're going to have Bank of England holding a press conference, and at 12 o'clock, guys, at lunchtime, GMT plus 2, European Leaders Summit, guys. The Euro Summit is starting today. Most likely, the topics that they will approach will be the stimulus measures in the Eurozone, the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine distribution in Europe, and very, very likely Brexit won't miss from the table, as both the EU and UK set the deadline for this Sunday, guys. Monday is going to be a very, very big day for everyone. Later on, 1700 hours GMT plus 2, we're going to have the Michigan consumer expectations and the consumer sentiment, which weighs heavily on the trend of the US dollar index. Keep an eye on the US dollar index today, and keep an eye on the euro, guys. Euro, the pound, and the US dollar index are the three main currencies that are expected to move today. Let's have a quick look at an interesting article this morning. Let's see what is happening with the markets. As I said a minute ago, European stock markets seem to be targeting a lower opening, guys. We're going to move on to the charts in a minute and see what's going on. European stock markets are seen opening lower today, with the fraught Brexit negotiations prompting caution even after the ECB extended its bond buying program and the COVID-19 vaccine rollout continues. At 2 a.m. Eastern time, the DAX futures in Germany traded 0.1% lower. CAC 40 futures in France dropped 0.1%, and the FTSE 100 futures in the UK fell 0.1% as well. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Talks between UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen this week have ended without a breakthrough. Although the two teams of negotiators are continuing to meet ahead of the Sunday deadline, there appears to be little chance of success without fresh political compromise. What on earth is so difficult, guys? I don't get it. But anyway, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said yesterday that he sees a strong possibility that Britain and the European Union would fall to strike a trade deal, even though this was announced that it might have catastrophic impact on the UK's economy, which was already subdued this year by the COVID-19 pandemic. At stake is around $1 trillion in annual trade at risk of facing tariffs and quotas if a deal cannot be reached before transition arrangements of December 31st. Also, yesterday, the European Central Bank said it will inject more stimulus into the region's COVID-battered economy, increasing the overall size of its pandemic emergency purchase program by 500 billion euros, or $600 billion, to 1.85 trillion euros, and extending the scheme by 9 months to March 2022. This comes after European Union leaders also finally signed off 750 billion euros of COVID relief funds, ending a months-long standoff with Poland and Hungary. Additionally, U.S. authorities voted to endorse emergency use of Pfizer's COVID vaccine, meaning inoculations in this country, which has seen over 285,000 deaths from COVID-19, are expected to begin as early as next week. On Capitol Hill, U.S. lawmakers continue to negotiate over a broader COVID-19 relief package, but a deal before the Christmas break is looking unlikely. Again, how come Europe can do so well in comparison to the U.S. when it comes to the stimulus package? And if you think about it, U.S. started the talks about the stimulus package way before European Union started. Anyway, let's see what is going on. Now, bad news for Lufthansa, guys. Check it out. Stock traders, very, very important. German airline Lufthansa will be forced to lay off 1,000 pilots in the second quarter if it cannot seal a wage agreement with unions. Chief Executive Carsten Spohr said this morning. Now, more news on oil, guys. Oil prices edged higher this morning, continuing to the sharp rally of the previous session on continued enthusiasm that the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine would result in a rebound in demand next year. U.S. crude futures traded 0.6% higher at $47.06 a barrel, while the international benchmark Brent contract rose 0.4% to $50.47, climbing above the $50 mark for the first time since March. Both benchmarks are on course to post their sixth consecutive week of gains. Elsewhere, gold futures rose 0.1% and Euro USD traded 0.2% higher. Now, I'll tell you what, guys, let's have a quick look at the charts of the day. We are already 10 minutes into the European opening. Let's see how the markets open today, and then we're going to have a look at some trading signals. But don't forget, InstructFX is offering free mentoring to anyone that wants to start their journey into the world of investments and online trading. All you have to do is go on our website, leave your details, and one of our representatives will contact you shortly. No cost whatsoever, guys. Free consultation. Right, now, let's have a quick look at the live charts, guys. We're going to start with crude oil futures as usual on a 60-minute chart. 47.21 for crude oil futures this morning, 10 minutes into the European trading session. We can see the RSI stochastic pointing higher. So keep an eye on that level, guys. 47.68. That's where probably most traders will set their first take profit targets for today. Yeah, 47.24 crude oil futures right now. 47.70 is the previous high. Great potential to the upside. Let's see how the European currency opened this morning. 121.34 for the euro this morning. Positive opening after a sharp drop a couple of hours ago. RSI turned around pointing upwards. We see stochastic still pointing downwards, but there is potential to the upside, guys. If the European currency will decide to trade higher today, probably 121.75 will be the first take profit target for traders. Moving on to the pound, guys, which again dropped in the last hour or so. We see a positive opening on the pound, but very, very shy, extremely shy this morning. 132.83 for the pound, with the stochastic pointing downwards and RSI pointing upwards. That's a bit of divergence between indicators. Overall, the British pound remains subdued by that 200 moving average at 133.58, indicating there's not a lot of buying power on the market, especially after a news like this. Released by Boris Johnson yesterday that told the population basically brace for a potential no deal Brexit. Wow. Right, let's move on to USD JPY. 104.06 for the US dollar, which dropped sharply yesterday. We see a death cross being formed by the 50 and the 200 moving average, which again indicates a bit of selling power. We see the RSI stochastic somewhere very close to the oversold levels. We might see a retest of that 20 MA there. Yeah, at 104.14, which is about 7 points from the current market price. The question is, where do we take it from there? With that 200 moving average across the screen, that indicates a lot of selling power on the dollar. Let's see what's going to happen today. AUD USD, guys, we saw a very good rally for the Aussie dollar in the last couple of trading sessions. 0.7550 for the Aussie dollar this morning. RSI stochastic are pointing downwards after that nice rally. We might see a bit of a pullback, a bit of a correction from the Aussie dollar. That will probably target either the 20 or the 50 MA towards the downside, either the 0.7502 or the 0.7536. That's where the moving average are. So again, 0.7550 for the Aussie dollar this morning. USD CAD, on the other hand, guys, again, what a downtrend. What a downtrend for the USD CAD. 127.45 as things stand right now. We see a retest of that 20 MA to the upside. We keep an eye on that 50 MA at 127.64 again and take it from there. Let's see what the price will do. If you look towards the left-hand side, guys, you can see the price bounced off that 50 moving average quite a few times. There we go. So these moving averages act like a ceiling for the price. Yeah, so very, very likely we're going to see a retest of that 50 at 127.64. And God knows where do we take it from there. Yeah, the US dollar, the USD CAD pair might drop some more today. We're looking at the US dollar index, which again, very, very similar to USD CAD. Again, there is that retest of that 50 MA that I was telling you about. It's a bit clear on the US dollar index charts. 90.86 for the US dollar index this morning, pushing higher. RSI stochastic somewhere in between the overbought and oversold levels. There is potential to the upside. We might even see a retest of that 200 moving average at 91.13 for the US dollar index today. Gold futures traded sideways, guys, in the last couple of trading sessions. 1839.40 for gold futures this morning. Again, we see a death cross to be formed there by that 50 and 200 MA. Let's see what's going to happen. RSI stochastic, somewhere in between, not knowing where to go or what to do. Okay, if gold futures will decide to settle above that 200 MA, then probably traders will eye that 1852 level for the first take profit level to the upside. If gold futures decide to trade lower today, then probably traders will eye the 1829.50 to the downside as the first take profit level. And then we take it from there. Quick look at the European oil, guys, or Brent oil futures. This morning, 50.52 for Brent oil futures. Retest of that 20 MA happened about 3 hours ago. So far, Brent oil futures are a bit undecided this morning. Let's see what's going to happen. There is potential to the upside, though. We see RSI stochastic still shy, but pointing upwards. There is potential to the upside. We might see a retest very short term to 50.52 to that 20 MA. And from there on, Brent oil futures might push higher. Quick look at the Bitcoin, guys, which entered the downtrend in the last few trading sessions, as you see here. The downtrend started, when was it? On the 8th of December, a few days ago. Yeah, when Bitcoin price fell below that 200 MA and started trading lower. $17,897 for a Bitcoin this morning after it pushed lower the entire night. We see a positive, let's say, opening, even though you can trade cryptocurrencies non-stop 365 days a year, guys, as they are decentralized. Yeah, they don't abide by any closing or opening hours like the stock markets do. So decentralized currencies can be traded 365 days a year, all year round, including weekends. Yeah, this is the only asset class, guys, that you can trade in the weekends, the cryptocurrencies. So 17,905 for Bitcoin this morning. We see a green candlestick. We see RSI stochastic at the bottom pointing upwards. Let's see what's going to happen. We might see a retest of that 50 MA to the upside today at 18,265. And we take it from there, yeah, as the day goes on. Let's have a quick look at Ethereum as well, which, just like Bitcoin, fell in disgrace in the last few days. $544.78 for Ethereum this morning, with RSI stochastic pointing upwards. Again, we might see a bit of a rally in Ethereum, probably targeting that 558.73, where that 50 MA is, to the upside. Quick look at some trading signals, guys. Let's see what analysts at investing.com think about the markets today. We are already 20 minutes into the European opening. We see strong sell positions on the euro and the pound versus the US dollar this morning. We see the USD JPY and the USD CHF apparently strengthening a bit shortly after the European opening, with strong buy positions on the first two time frames. AUD USD strong sell first two time frames. The euro is supposed to strengthen versus the pound, guys. 4 green on the euro this morning, 4 strong buy positions. USD CAD, strong buy on the first two time frames. The daily remains a strong sell. So probably we're looking at a correction of the market after the US dollar dropped sharply against all its other peers overnight. If you remember yesterday, guys, at the US markets open, the signals were really, really clear. Everything that had the US dollar in the left-hand side was a strong sell on all 4 time frames. Everything that had the US dollar in the right-hand side had a strong buy on all 4 time frames. Today, the situation is a bit different. We might see a bit of a correction, at least until lunchtime. Yeah, at least for the next 2-3 hours, or for the next hour or so until the markets calm down after the open. The Kiwi dollar versus the US dollar, again, we see a strong sell on 2 time frames. Euro JPY, strong sell on the first 3 time frames. Euro CHF, 4 strong sell. And GBP JPY, GBP CHF, again, 4 red, guys, 4 strong sell for the pound. Well, it's quite expected after such a brave statement coming from Boris Johnson last night. The new Donald Trump of Europe, guys, Boris Johnson. Let's see what's going to happen. Now, gold and silver futures and copper. Let me sniper these pop-ups. Right. Gold, silver, and copper futures, guys, opened in the red this morning with 3 strong sell positions on on 3 time frames. The copper remains a strong buy on a daily chart, but we're focusing on what's happening now, guys. So we see a lot of red on commodities this morning. Crude oil WTI, strong sell on a 5-minute chart. The daily remains a strong buy. Brent oil futures, neutral, but the rest remains a strong buy. And then natural gas and US wheat, red, strong sell positions on natural gas and US wheat this morning. Quick look at European indices, guys. Let's see what is happening in Europe, how the indices are trading shortly after the European opening. I just want to target the European indices, guys, because the US is closed right now. There we go. Red, a lot of red on the charts for the European indices this morning, with FTSE 100 with strong sell positions on the first 2 time frames. CAC 14 in France, strong sell on 3 time frames, and the DAX as well. Strong sell on 3 time frames. The IBX 35 again is a strong sell. Wow, a lot of red, red. Stocks 50, Euro Stocks 50, strong sell on 3 time frames. Right. The only one that's doing a bit better is the OCE benchmark that has a 4 green on all 4 time frames. But this is it. Right. It's a red Friday by the looks of it, guys. It's a red Friday for the markets in Europe. Well, it is expected. We had 1 good news and 3 bad news. So obviously, the trader sentiment is a bit shaken today. But I'll tell you what, we're coming back live at 4:30 GMT plus 2, guys, for the U.S. markets open today. Let's see how we're going to end the week. And let's see, most importantly, what's going to happen at lunchtime today with the EU Leaders Summit. Right, this is it from my side, guys. Book your VIP seat on the link down below for the biggest open source webinar of 2020 organized by InstructFX. And if you need a bit of guidance, a bit of help, an introductory session about Forex trading and financial markets, feel free to contact us on instructfx.com. Alternatively, drop me an email at thechartwhisper@gmail.com, or info@instructfx.com. This is it from my side today, guys. I'll see you in a few hours for the US markets open. Until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.